Oh, hey, hello, hi, how are you? Hey, are you deciding between toe separators to help correct your big toe or the small toe? Well, let me help you make that decision. So we talk about the correct toe separators and then the mind body gel like toe separator brand. So I want to talk about three things: how comfortable they are, and then the advantages of going with one, the gel like toe separator versus the correct toe separators, and then of course some of the nifty things that you can do with the correct toe separator if it is the one that seems most appropriate for you. And of course, since I gotta tease you to stick till the end, I'll also mention something else that you should highly consider when you get one of these. My name is Manny. I am a physical therapist and I help a lot of tech workers out, but today we are talking about toe separators. Comfortability. So when it comes to how comfortable they are pretty comparable but in different ways. Now I know you're saying, Manny, by definition, how can they be comparable in different ways? Just hold on a bit and let me explain. They're comparable in the sense that when I put them on, I can tolerate each one for around 4 to 5 hours before I get the urge to take them off. Now, disclaimer, if you are not used to wearing toe separators, you will need to build up your tolerance to them, maybe starting at 30 minutes to begin with and then slowly building up from there. But the difference is that when I put the gel like toe separator on, it was comfortable to me almost right away. Whereas when it comes to the correct toe separator brand, when I put this on, because it is made of silicone, it took me about 20 to 30 minutes to get used to, for my mind to forget about it. Now, you could argue that it is because I've had this for about a little over 2 years now, and I think it's definitely playing a bit of a role in that aspect. So you see, they are comparable, but in a different way. Yeah. With that said, there are two reasons why you may want to consider the gel like toe separators. If you happen to be a person who is very, very sensitive to external pressure to their skin, then the gel like toe separator will definitely be more appropriate for you because it does not apply too much sensitivity or pressure in between your toes compared to the silicone toe separators. The second reason why you may want to consider the gel like toe separator is that if your toes are really tightly fitted together and you have a hard time separating them, essentially if they look like Shaquille O'Neal's toes. Now, do not Google it if you're a very squeamish person, but if your toes are really tightly fitted together and you have a hard time separating them, you may want to start off with something that'll be gentler on the toes till you see some improvements first before you move on to the silicone toe separator brands. Now, this is not to say that this won't be appropriate for you, but this will be a lot more comfortable for you for now till you build some tolerance. Now, as you can imagine, for every advantages of the gel like toe separators, if that does not apply to you, then the correct silicone like toe separators will likely be more appropriate for you. So if you're not really sensitive to pressure, or if your toes are not super tightly fitted together, then this would be the one that I would go with. And I gotta say, I like the correct toe separators because it comes with modifications, and it's almost like they made the toe separator for 007 if it was a gadget and if he had a bunion. Never mind, I'm going off topic. But this is what I mean. As your toe alignment improves, and you would like to create a bit more spread between the toes because it's not quite normalized yet, you can place a shim in between the pilings between your first and second toe, or between the last two toes. By the way, do you guys know what a piling is and what a shim is? Yeah, me neither. So apparently a piling is any hole that you can fill, and a shim is anything that fits into a hole. The other modification that I really like about the correct toe separators is that if it happens to push your small toe out too far out of alignment, you can cut off the shim or the piling so that it comes back into alignment. So it it's like they thought of everything when they were making this toe separator. The last thing that I would recommend if you decide to get the correct toe separator is to go on their website and read through the manual. Trust me, they have a lot of useful information there that you would want to read through for yourself. Okay, so pricing. As of this video, you can grab this off of Amazon, MindBody Gel Toe Separator for less than 10 bucks or around 10 bucks at least. So it's relatively inexpensive for your overall health. However, with the correct toe separators, admittedly, it's on the steep end in terms of pricing. I believe it is a little bit over $60, maybe $65. With that said, you can go on Amazon and find duplicate versions of this that goes for half the price if you want to opt for that option. But I just want you to be aware of the pricing. Okay, so the one thing that I promised to tell you if you made it to the end of the video is this. If you need toe separators and you want to grab either one, I would highly encourage you to also consider changing one thing if necessary. If most of the shoes that you wear have a smaller toe box, they have the potential to squeeze your toes together. So that defeats the purpose of wearing toe separators if you go back into wearing shoes with small toe box. And you should try to wear the toe separators in your shoes. So I would consider and implore you to slowly switch out your shoes and start wearing shoes with a wider toe box. You don't have to make the change right away if you can't do it financially, but slowly keep that in the back of your mind, and then when you're ready, make sure you get shoes with a wider toe box. I tend to stick with shoe brands like Ultras and Topos. So if you want to consider a brand like that, feel free to check them out. All right, thank you for spending your precious time with me. I'll see you all in a few days. Oh, shout out to my one subscriber that recommended it for me to check out the correct toe separator.